Hey guys, we are back once again with another speed build, and I am doing just another voiceover this time. Just been busy. We are on our last week. This is marking our last week of the 25 days of Sims, and I am really excited. I am excited for it to be over so I don't have to worry about getting a video up for every single day, but I'm also excited for the fact that, knock on wood, but we did it. We're basically there. We're almost to the end, and so it's really good and really exciting. I know the last two videos that I did put up, I put them up very late in just the nick of time before it was the next day, but hey, better late than never. But anyways, on with the actual build. I kind of just decided to do this small little house, just a basic little house, but I wanted to add a little twist, so I made it this nice bright yellow color. And I honestly kind of wanted to challenge myself, I guess you would say, and kind of try and build the little upper second story part into part of the roof of the first level, because I've never really done a house where the rooms intersect with the roof and everything. And so I mean, I am sure this house would not necessarily be the funnest to play with, just because with the rooms upstairs, there's just roofing all throughout it. I think you'd have to play with, even with the walls down, you would have to play with the walls down for it to be more functional to play with and everything. But I think overall it actually ended up turning out pretty well. It's not completely realistic because I think I do with some of the windows and stuff, it intersects and everything. And I think I also struggled with the roofing, the paint on the roofing. It was going, and even though I tried to make it a separate wall, it would still change the wall color and everything. So I think that's all kind of messed up too. But like I said, overall I think it turned out pretty well for my first time doing something like that with a house, because I've been trying to challenge myself a little bit more and make some more interesting builds instead of the same old basic builds that I have been doing. So I kind of made a really small sort of closed off kitchen, because I just wanted the house, that was the one thing I did want, is I wanted the house to be kind of tight and cozy kind of vibes and everything. So I also struggled with this bathroom, because I did want a bathroom downstairs, but there was only that little bit of room that I had, and I wanted to do something. I didn't want it that space to be completely empty, so I squeeze in a little bathroom right there. And then I also try and use swatches and colors that I normally would not use, so I struggle there a bit with that too for a while, especially in the kitchen. But I just carried on, even though it was really hard for me to use colors that I necessarily wouldn't use and kind of don't necessarily like. I still stuck with it and tried. I don't know if I kept this base game or not. I think I may have, but I'm not entirely sure. But I think I did keep a base game, because I've been trying to keep some of my builds more base game, or I'll make sure that they use very few packs, but I guess we'll see as we go on. But like I said, I was trying to use things that I didn't necessarily typically use, which I never use, those wallpapers, but I just couldn't stick through because I felt it looked really weird with the kitchen kind of sort of being sort of open. So I got rid of that, and then I just put some wallpaper that I didn't use into the little dining area there instead. But then what I also tried to do is I tried to just make some accent color walls in here. Sorry that it's going so fast. But I do contemplate, and I move the house and rotate it around a lot when I'm trying to contemplate whether or not I keep something or not. But I wasn't intending for this living room to be as dark, because I feel like I do typically do like a lot of like, I either go for like super bright and white and like limited on color, or I go for like a dark brown kind of vibe living room. And I was trying to not do that, but it just ended up looking best with the wall colors and everything, since the wall is kind of like that tan color. But I tried, it just, I couldn't go through with it. But I do think I keep that little couch there, so like that was my like way of adding a little splash of something that I wouldn't normally add. But I kind of vibe with that being kind of like the one couch that like either your like dad or grandfather or something always likes to have, and that's like his couch or his like sofa or chair or whatever that he always wants to sit in. That was kind of the vibe that I went with that, you know, your family probably wants to get rid of it, but that one person just wants to keep it. And then I go into the dining room. I always struggle with the wood tables when I do basically any house, just because I always typically have like hardwood floor or like, you know, wood flooring and everything. And so I always struggle with like the right color to put there, because I don't want it to be too matchy because then it looks weird. But then if it's not the right color, then it will look weird. So it's just a struggle with that. But I ended up going for that white table anyways, and then I'm just like trying to add in little bits and pieces just to like fill in the space nicely. Like usual, my easiest way of doing that is adding in a bunch of plants. But then I go back upstairs to kind of do the bedrooms, because the rooms are kind of shaped like, I mean, like this bedroom is kind of like the normal shape, the only one that is kind of a normal shape. So I kind of just wanted to keep all of the rooms pretty simple, because this one is that other bedroom off to the corner. That one's kind of like in a weird spot, and it's like angled and it's pretty small, so I wanted to just not do too much. And then obviously this got turned into a bathroom and everything, and so I just wanted to keep it pretty simple and everything, not too complicated. And as you can see here, like I'm kind of struggling with the walls and painting the walls, because it just was not working out well for me. And I spent quite a bit of time struggling with that until I think I just basically gave up and said, you know what, it is what it is. Instead, and then I just made, because the bedroom ended up being gray because of the way the walls were, I kind of just went for orange, because I was like, okay, let's add in as much color as we possibly can, since this kid's room is going to be painted gray, unfortunately. I'm really still like literally looking at it now. It still kind of irritates me a lot that the walls were like being painted that gray color for everything. So I'm just kind of doing some last minute additions, making sure like everything looks nice and cozy and like just looks like it's filled nicely. And I think for the upstairs, the lighting, even after I added in the lights, and even though there are windows up there, I think it still doesn't look the best. I think it still looks very dark and dreary there, but I tried to add as much of the light as I could. I even added light on the stairwell there, but I think the upstairs still is struggling as far as light goes. But then I just started to do some landscaping and stuff. Once I finished up doing all of the bits to the house, I wanted to keep this pretty simple too. I didn't want to do too much. I don't recall how much this house was, but I don't think it's a lot, but I don't think it's necessarily like a completely starter home. But I wanted to keep the landscaping pretty simple. That's why I think I tried to mainly use debug for the landscaping. So the landscaping should be basically free, but like I said, I don't completely remember. I don't have the best memory, let's be honest. So, but I think overall the house turned out pretty well. I think it looks really cute. I honestly feel like it's one of my best builds. As far as like structure and the shell of the house, I think it's one of the best I've done. Yeah, I ended up doing like my classic, you know, just throw some terrain paint down and kind of use that as like a little like back patio kind of situation. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out here, guys, because the video is slowly but surely coming to an end. So if you guys did enjoy this video, you guys can go ahead and give it a thumbs up. You can also make a little comment down below if you'd like. And if you like this video so much that you'd like to see more videos, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. Bye!